Good afternoon, my name is Kim. Today is the 12th of January. I am going to go back to doing a weekly update with any other videos will be done on a Tuesday. I'm going to try Thursday and see how it works because I think it might be better than a weekend. So we shall see. But I'm going to do segments, and the first segment of today is whips and new starts. So I shall show my Musselburgh hat. My projects are down here. I have one new whip, which is a test knit, and I can show, so that's good. So my Musselburgh hat. This only gets done as and when. And I thought I dropped a stitch, but I haven't. So I do need to move my. I've still got my. My project keeper here. Oh, that's where I've knitted from. I will move it. So I've actually done this much in the last few days. I think I worked on it Monday and Tuesday, and it was in the evening. So that's how much I've done. So it's coming out well, coming out really good. So the yarn, I've still got quite a bit left. I'm going to use as much of this as I can. And it's there's 50 grams of each, so it'll be however long. The first yarn is some Sheepies Our Tribe in that colourway, if anybody knows what that colourway is. If I pronounce it, I'm going to balls it up, so I won't. And I am using a 3mm needles, which I don't know what that is in US. Do I have one? I do. 3mm in US is it says it doesn't have one. I don't know what it is in the US, but I'm using 3mm. And these are my Knit Pro Novas, and these are my shorties. So it was like easier to actually have it on here. So that is how much I've done. The other yarn is some drops. Nord in I think it's blush pink, like a blush rose colour, which is really soft. And these are scrap yarns from socks, because I did some shorter socks for one of my daughters, and this is the leftover. So that is my first. And it's living in this bag I did. It's more, I wouldn't really class it as Christmassy, it's more wintry, but they're just trees, so it's fine, they'll get used. I'm not bothered about having Christmas bags all the year round. If they're happy and they make me happy, I'll use them. So, okay, I have a couple of new starts. I'll do the projects first, and I'll do the new starts. The finish I can't show because I finished the baby blanket. That's already gone to its new home, so I can't show. I don't think I have a photograph. I'll have to check. So my husband's gloves are the World's Simplest Mitts by Tin Can Knits. And I have it in. This is the only one I actually have the pattern for. I normally don't bother. And I actually did this on the bush yesterday. So I finished the first one, which is done. I don't know what the yarn is, because it was just an odd mint yarn that was like this with no name. And I may have to rewind it. But I'm close, so I'm doing it. I have the needles were a 3.25 and a 3.75. I'm actually gone over to the 3.75 and actually got the right needles this time. Move that needle, so I'm doing them on DPNs, and I did I finished this yesterday, So yesterday I did from there to there, from there. And I've just put the marker in for the measurements. But I did from just above the cuff yesterday. So that was good. So I might try and get this done today because it's his birthday on Monday, and these I want these for his birthday present. So, and he knows he's having gloves. He's tried them on with his eyes closed because he needs to make sure they fit. And I have, oh, sorry, I'm still coughing. Let's just put them back into the DPA and cozy. So I made the DPA and cozy to go with the bag. So DPA and cozy fits the bag I made. And this bag I love. When I first did this bag, I actually had this one the right way around and then the second one upside down. So I had to take it out and redo it because it was annoying me. So yeah, so that is living in that bag. What have we got here? So that's a new start. I think the only other whip I've had is my yarn cozy by Knitty Natty. So I've started my yarn cozy and I'm doing them on a 2.5mm circular. These ones are just used for this. And I'm just using some oddment yarn. And I think this one's going to be the 50-gram one. I can't remember. I can't remember what size it's going to be. I think it's 50-gram. I'll have to check. And that lives in that bag. If I had more of this fabric, I'd like to do a small bag, but I don't have any more of this end, so I'm going to have to make some in this hot one to go with it. Okay, so new starts. I've actually got, well, one of them is, I'm classed it as a new start, but I'd started it and I did a little bit, is my cardigan. So there is a Serrana 7213. I am doing this one, I'm not doing the dress, do the cardigan. I can't remember if it was either a free pattern or a paid for pattern of the Knitting Network. If I find the pattern, I'll link it. The yarn is, I can pronounce the brand but not the rest, but I know it's DK. So it is Bravo, and it's that. And it is from, this is a Turkish one I got in Cyprus. And it is 50% bamboo, 50% cotton. And it's using 3.25 mils and a 4 mil. I know the 4 mils are US 6, yeah. And the body is done all in one piece for the lace, and then the rest of it's just plain. The lace section is finished. So let me put the lace section against something so you can see it a bit. So that is the lace section. And it's like a mushroomy colour. And it's really soft. And I'm using my Knit Pro Nova's second needles. So now I've just got to knit straight for about, I think it's about 8.5 inches, I think. I'll have to check. But yes, but it's really nice. And hopefully you can't hear my stomach rumbling, it's talking. So yeah, so it's a really nice pattern. And the only thing I did was halfway through, and I wasn't going to go back and sort it. There was a knot, so I had to take the knot out and then just join it. But it'd be fine. So yeah, so I'm doing these size. I think I'm doing the second size. I think I'm doing a 34 chest. That comes out a 34 chest. Comes out a 37. Yeah, so that'd be quite good on me. Wouldn't be too big. If we go the next size up, it'd be too big because I think I'm a 34.5 chest, so I'm not that bad. And it's living in this bag at the moment. This is my calf kitchen bag. It's in here at the moment, but I might end up moving it. We'll see. I need to rip out this. This was originally a cardigan and I didn't like the pattern. So I will be taking this out. So that was one I'd started and I don't like it. I didn't like how it was looking, so that's going to be taken out and used for this cardigan. So that is living in that bag. My second one is my second baby blanket. This is for a friend. So the yarns are some cream and special Stylecraft special DK. And then my second colour is, this is just some scrap yarn I had that she picked. So yeah, so it's cream is the main, then it's this colour, then that colour. So they are the three colours. I'm using a 4.25 mil, 4.5 mil crochet hook. And that is the baby blanket. So I've done the first section, I've just started section 2 and there's 4 sections altogether. So that is coming out really nice. And that is living in this bag. Quite often use this one for blankets because it's nice big bag. My last new start is my test knit. It is by it's by Sandra, or the lady we follow on, I can't pronounce her second name. This is the Serrana cowl. I shall get you the photo, and she says we can show it. So it will look like that when it's done. And she has these on her Instagram as well. So it is by this lady. But we know her first name is Sandra, so I just call her Sandra. So my yarns are some Hayfield Bonus DK. The original yarn was going to be the same make as this, but it was too thick, so I had to go for a slightly lighter weight. So that is my main colour. My second colour is, the other one was going to be the same brand as that, but in a jade, and it was too heavy. I don't know why it was heavier, but the cream is a thinner yarn, and the gauge was coming out as a worsted DK. I think it was 24 stitches, and I checked my gauge yesterday and it is 24 stitches, so that was good. And they are using US 6, which is 4mm needles. I have done the second repeat and I am on the third section. So I'm really pleased. This is what I'm doing in the evening, because it's just simple TV knitting, because it's a slip stitch. We're using mosaic knitting, so one round was knitting and then another one will be slip stitch, knit so many, slip stitch, knit so many. And then there's the rib is a 3x2x1, so it's nice and simple to do. And then you get different increases, so you've got some increases on, so you've got 2 different coloured markers, so the different increases on different markers. So I shall link all these to my Ravelry page, which I've actually updated, and I've actually got it updated with everything I've been working on. So that is what I'm working on. I'm doing the large size because I didn't want it too tight round here. I wanted it a bit looser. I think this be for one of my daughters. I haven't quite made up my mind. We shall see. But that is why I'm making. And that is living in this bag. So they are my work in progress since last week. My next segment that I'm going to add in here is my acquisitions. I have 2. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay. My first acquisition is a Christmas present. Well, these are a Christmas present of my daughter. So the first one is by Siobhan Crafts. And this yarn is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. There's 225 meters, and it's a DK, and it's in the colourway called Ariel. I seen it in the craft shop, and this was the last one she had, and I'd seen it a couple of weeks ago. I'd seen it before Christmas, and I was like, and if she's still got it in, I shall get it. So yeah, so I went and purchased this, and I'm thinking of either a cowl or a hat. I might mix it with another colour and do maybe a plain, and maybe do like a colour work. I don't know yet. We shall see. There's no rush. I'm in no rush to actually. I want to get other things finished before this gets started. But yeah, but that is my yarn, and it's really soft. And it says it's hand washed in cold water, but it's not quite too dark colours, so it should be right. But that is my first one. My second present of my daughter. It is called they call it a spill bag. So it's like this, but it holds. You can either use it for putting scraps in, but it does hold a 100-gram ball of yarn. So if you've got anything that's a centre pull, that if I wasn't using my yarn genie, I could actually put it in this. Or if I've got some yarn, I have some yarns that are a weird shape, and if it's come with bothered winding them up, back up, I can literally just have them in there, and then it will just sit on wherever, because this is weighted. And this is by it's handmade, and it's by Hobby Gifts, and it's I got these are from my local yarn. This is from my local yarn shop, so I'm not quite sure where she actually gets these ones from, but they're really nice, and I do like the fabric. So the fabric's got knitting, sewing, stitching. So yeah, and then it's like a grey mauvey colour polka dot inside. And she had one left, and I seen these a couple of months ago, and I was like, if she had one in, I shall get one. So I got one yesterday, so I'm keeping that in there at the moment, so I know where it is. And then yesterday I will slowly show what there is. I've been gifted a load of yarn. There's some books, some patterns, and they are from, and there will be something else which I won't show until it comes. My friend who lives next door, it was from her husband's mum who passed away in the summer. So her dad had sorted some of the yarn out. So one of the balls I brought down, this is some hand spun that she did, and it is a 3-ply, so it's. So I do need to get my wraps per inch out to see what it is, but it looks maybe a fingering weight or a sport. I don't think it's double knit. I think it's finer, and it is soft. So it is pure wool, but it is one of the colours that she's spun. And there's a bag full that's got a lot of different hand spun in it. There's a few acrylic bits, but not a lot. There is some thick hand spun. that's going to go to a friend of mine. As I did say to her, said if anything I won't use will go down to my friend of mine who's at the church. So that'll go to her because I know she'll use that. Then one of the books which I bought to show, oh, I love this book, is Magical Shetland Lace Shawls to Knit. And this is from the Shetland Isles. I think it's the Shetland Isles. Let me just check. So yeah, so it gives you, and it gives you the history of the Shetland Isles. And then one of the bits I like in this book, so and I love this photograph. This one is beautiful. There's a spinning wheel in the corner, and it looks like there's another one up there. But one of the pictures is the ladies all working on it, and this one has got, I think it's got about 6 or 7 shawls laid out, all pinned out, drying. So it's not just one on each one, there's multiple. And they do a lot of these, and they sell them and that sort of stuff. So that is, it's really good interest. I read it last night. Then there's another bit in here, it's called chapter 1, and then it's called apprentice pieces. So basically, before you actually learn, if you do anything big, you might need to learn how to do something small. So this one is a triangle shawl, and then it will give you the pattern, and it measures, this will measure 17 inches by 5.5, but then it will tell you what, oh no, that's yeah, a wide triangle, and then it gives you the info you need, but then it gives you the pattern that it comes with that would work for that one. And then there's another one which is a mini circular shawl. Now this shawl is slightly different. It's not a pie shawl where it's done from the centre and worked out. A Shetland traditional circle shawl is knitted from the centre, but it's knitted flat, so you're knitting backwards and forwards, and then you are grafting. And they're giving you, and then to tell you what weight of yarn to use and your needles and everything. You will need a row counter. It'll be interesting. And then there's a circular shawl there, and then some of the pattern in there as well, what it is. Then the second one is called an inside out square. So you get to learn how to do that one. And then that one uses, this pattern is an inside out shawl. And the other one is an outside in square. So you go in the reverse. And then that one is showing you how to do like the borders and stuff, what you need to do. And there's a stole to show you how to make one of them. And then you get different patterns for, I think there's 15 patterns altogether. So if I go, I'll be careful to show the patterns. So if you've got, this pattern's your first one. So it's an everyday baby shawl, or you could, I mean that's using 1200 meters of fingering 4-ply, and you can use whatever yarn you want. So if I just cover the pattern up, but then it gives you the diagrams of how the patterns work which is really good. Do it like that. And then you get a stole. That's the second pattern. And then the third one is a circular shawl. I'll try and so that's the circular shawl. That's the one where you knit it flat and then you actually seam up one side. You'll graft it. Because I have to be careful to show because I don't want to show the patterns. One of them is the crepe shawl. So that one's lovely. And that one uses it's a finer version of a hap shawl, and this is what the working women would wear all the time. And it's like a big square. And then you've got a traditional stole. And then some of them will be using lace weight. What was that one using? So the stole is using lace weight. Some of, I mean, you could actually do, if you wanted to make it slightly bigger, you can always go into like fingering weight, which just depends on what you want to do. The cape is lovely. I do like this, and I think there's a front picture. Yeah. So if I try and, so that's the cape. Do like that. That one uses, that's lace weight as well, so that's like 1,600 metres of lace weight. There's a crescent shawl that uses lace weight mohair. Now I think the mohair is at the back. Which one's that one? Rowan Kid Silk, which I do actually have some Rowan Kid Silk. So that is the mohair shawl. That'd be interesting to try. And then the heirloom shawl, which is you could use it for anybody, but these ones were originally done for the bride as a veil, and I did something similar to this, but it was a pie shawl one for my daughters, which I have upstairs, which will go to the next one when the time comes. And they're showing it so that you can use it as for a baby. So I try not to show the pattern. So you can use it as a christening shawl, which I think if I use a christening shawl, I tend to go for more fingering because it's not as delicate, and try not to do anything too holy. So there's the heirloom baby piece. It's got there you go. Picture. See that there? And there's the cobweb square shawl. And then and then you're given levels. This is level 3, so this is a concentration level. And the heart stole, I do like this one. I like that one. So that one you would graft, you would do so much, and then you pick scissors, and then I think that's right. Or yeah, you'll do one part, then you'll do the second part, and then you'll graft it together. I think. And then the other one is a cobweb crescent shawl. So that is one of the first ones to learn. It's quite good for a beginner. So this one's a level 1. Yes, so it's level 1. Still a concentration one, but it's good like advent. If you're good for people who are learning lace but can already know all the knit stitches and purl stitches. Because it's not too big. That one measures 51 inches by 8 1/4, so it's not very deep, but it's quite wide. And then they've got it so that you can wear it like that. You can wear it different ways. And then there's another one which is a concentration level 1, which is a good beginner, advanced beginner, is the triangle shawl, which I do like that. And I like to wear shawls like this. They're nice, especially in the summertime, nice with a dress or a skirt and top. And then there's a scarf with shaped ends, and this is concentration level 2. So that one's quite nice as well. Then this one's the cockle shell scarf, and this is a concentration level 2. So that one will be good. Once you know what the stitches is, it'll be easy to repeat because it won't be very wide, it's just long. And then it goes into gives you your core techniques for your tools and everything you need, and what yarns, and it gives you the pros and cons of different yarns. And then your size of your needles, how that can alter your pattern. It's a really good, interesting book. And then it shows you how to read your lace patterns, what to do if you make a mistake and stopping and joining new yarn. And then if you helps you to what to do if you have any mistakes, and where it's like a graph, and it tells you this where the different mistakes are in this part, so how to deal with it, or if you break something, and then it shows you how to dress your shawl, how to wash it and block it, what you need to do. And then at the back it's different ways to wear it, but then there's loads of diagrams. You can do this like this as well. I think this is a brilliant to have on the back. And then you get what your symbols. And one of the symbols was interesting. I was telling my friend, and it was knit 13 together through the back loop. And it says you slip one purlwise, you drop the yarn over, and you do it 12 times. Then you slip a purl, and then place the 13 slip stitches back onto your needle and knit them through the back loop. That'll be an interesting one to try. And I was like, you got to do what? So that's one stitch I have not done. And that's the only one on the stitch, which is an unusual one. But it does give you the diagram so this is the diagram for that stitch. So I don't know which pattern that was in, but I do like the fact they've got the patterns on the back, and it's going to tell you what yarns they are. So it's all on the back. And then you get your index and your credits. So this one is by Elizabeth Lovick, and it is Magical Shetland Lace Shawls to Knit, and it is lovely. So this one is by St Martin's Griffins. So yeah, so that is one of the books, and I love this book. And I did send her a a big thank you, especially this book. She's got some other books there, but this one, I love anything that is from the Shetland Isles anyway. I always have done. So yeah, so that is my book. But when I get a chance, I will be sorting some of the yarn out, and I will be showing some. Because some of the yarn would be great for like colour work, because a lot of them are like this size. So these, I'm not quite sure what the weight is. Might be about 50 grams there. So yeah, but there is quite a lot of yarn that I need to sort out. And then there will be something coming when it comes, which I shall show, but I won't say anything until I know it comes. But that is what I've done this week. So I am going to, what time are we on? 1:30. So I am going to let you all go, and I shall talk to you next week. I'll see you later. Bye.